This is Extraction.
Who are the players?
Biggest drug lord in India versus biggest drug lord in Bangladesh.
I just got done watching Extraction. It's just premiered on Netflix. It stars Chris Hemsworth, and it's directed by first-time director Sam Hargrave, who has worked with Chris Hemsworth before and the Russo brothers behind the scenes on Avengers movies. He's done a lot of second unit work and been a part of the stunt teams and stuff, so he has been around action before, and all of that is clearly evident when you watch this film. It is loaded with action. Very competently made. It veers in the direction of a John Wick movie. Chris Hemsworth is a very troubled mercenary who gets called into action to go and rescue this kid that has been kidnapped, although the kid is the son of a gangster who has been stolen by some nefarious people, and clearly Chris Hemsworth is in for a world of pain. David Harbour's got a great spot in the flick as well. I love that actor. He's always good in whatever he's in.
The best thing you could do for that kid would be to put a bullet in his brain.
Also, there's a little bit of a mustache twirly kind of bad guy, this gangster that's at the center of it all. I'm not going to spoil too much, but he's actually got some heinous hench people who deal with kids in some pretty severe ways as well. And that was kind of excruciating to sit through. It's hard to watch kids in peril ever, you know, whether it's the main kid that's been kidnapped or anybody else, any other small fries in here. And there are a lot of scenes that are, you know, incredibly uncomfortable because no punches are pulled. And, you know, honestly, it was an engaging movie. It was well shot. There's a kind of a yellowish hue and a kind of a sun-dappled hue all the way through it. It looks like, you know, real effort was put into, you know, making the shots feel a lot more artistic and nuanced and, you know, made with some real artistic kind of sensibility, which I really appreciated. All of this stuff takes place in India, and I think it's pretty easy to see that Netflix was angling for something that was going to have some international appeal with this movie. You have a massive international superstar like Chris Hemsworth at the helm, but you shoot it on location. Honestly, that exotic kind of feel of the different environments that Hemsworth and his young rescued kid have to kind of navigate through and firefight their way through makes it especially thrilling because you just don't know what's going to be around every corner in the different city streets and the buildings and stuff that they go through.
Kid, you trust me?
No.
Good.
There are a lot of follow cam shots as well where it feels like it's just one long take. We're getting into cars and out of cars and into buildings and into apartments and over ledges, and everything just flows from one continuous shot to the next, and it's really, really well made. All of the stunt work and the choreography is also especially fun to watch. You can see that everybody really gave it their all. There's lots of bodies flying around. Everybody is conveniently masked in the movie, so you can tell that probably a team of about 6 stunt people or so got to do a lot of the same bad guy cop shot over and over and over again, and Chris Hemsworth is just punching and shooting his way through hordes of bad cops that are all conveniently masked, but you're still engaged with this. Obviously, there has been a lot of work gone into steadying the camera as it's being whipped all over the place. And it's slick, you know? One thing that I appreciated is, like the Wick movies, the fights and the stunt pieces aren't stitched too close together so you can't make out what the hell is happening. It really does feel like actors and stunt people did everything that they could, you know, to sell these fights. There's one actor in particular, played by Randeep Hooda. They've got some great back and forth battles, and it really, you can see the actors are just going at it. Clearly, this is kind of tapping into the robust Indian movie-making kind of world. Tons of movies come out of India. It's a very well-established marketplace, and Netflix is trying to entrench its brand and its entertainment offerings in the Indian space. And so it does feel like an embrace of, you know, a culture that we in the West don't always get a real sort of look into. And clearly, this is all over the top, and it would be a massive international incident if there were this many people getting shot in city streets amongst civilians like this. It feels not very realistic that way. It doesn't feel like any concern or effort or any kind of real law is a part of the equation here at all. It does kind of give you the sense that is there nobody that would care about all of this carnage and all of these different people flying and dying and getting shot, because the body count is super high in this. You know, it reminded me a little bit of what we would have gotten in the 80s with Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
It's very unrealistic that this one-man army can just get by everything, but Hemsworth is so, well, he's a terrific actor, but he's such a, you know, obviously he's massive and he's so larger than life as a human being. You kind of go along with it a little bit, just like you would with Sylvester Stallone back in the day. He just looked like he could handle anything and he would get through anything. The movie is informed by years and years of kind of dumb action movies, and it knows it's playing in that sandbox, but it colors the film with moments of real concern and real empathy, and you do end up caring about this character and, you know, his reasons why it's so important for him to keep this kid alive. Yeah, I think it's a fun ride, and, you know, Netflix has been kind of hit and miss with a lot of the movies that they've been investing in, but I think this one's a hit. I think people are going to have a really good time with it. I certainly did. I'm going to give Extraction an 8 out of 10.